Hey, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're catching this video. Uh, Today, y'all, it's gonna be a really quick one. Got a busy day ahead of me today, uh, but today is gonna be a quick one. All right. We're back in breaking the habits of being yourself. I just been slowly reading this book. I've been slowly just getting through it, bit by bit. And I've been reading other stuff too. But today I ran across this, like page 135. It say, if you can master suffering, you can just as easily master joy. You probably know someone who has mastered suffering, right? So you call her and ask, "How are you?" So. Listen, I'm gonna go with some friends to a new art gallery and then eat at this restaurant that has really healthy desserts. Afterward, we're gonna listen to some live music. Would you like to come with us? No, I don't feel like it. But if she said what she actually meant, she'd say, I've memorized this emotional state and nothing in my environment, no person, no experience, no condition, no thing is going to move me from my internal chemical state of suffering. It feels better to be in pain than to let go and be happy. I am enjoying my addiction for now, and all these things that you want to do might distract me from my emotional dependency. But guess what? We can just as easily master an internal chemical state such as joy or compassion. I'm gonna read a little bit more, y'all. In the preceding example with the mother-in-law, if you practice your thoughts, behaviors, and feelings, just to give a little context, the last video where we were in the book, it was talking about how he had a kind of challenging relationship with his mother-in-law. Every time they would come together, they had conversations, she would always say something that's triggering. And in the last video, we kind of read where he was just present with her, and he applied like just listening to her, and instead of reacting emotionally to the way he's, like she had a tendency to how she was doing things, and he would respond in kind, like just in a reactive kind of way. So in our last reading, he responded differently. He responded with presence, and he actually responded rather than reacted. And he was saying how it changed his relationship, his feeling, and that engagement and that sense of connection that they had. All right. I just wanted to put that in there for if you haven't caught that other video. But it's a in the preceding example with your mother-in-law, if you practice your thoughts, behaviors, and feelings enough times, being compassionate will become rather natural. You would evolve from just thinking about it to doing something about it to being it. Being means that it's easy, natural, second nature, routine, and unconscious. Compassion and love would be as automatic and familiar to you as those self-limiting emotions you just changed. So now you need to replicate this experience of thinking, feeling, and acting out of compassion. If you do, you will break the addiction of your past emotional state and neurochemically condition your body and mind to memorize the internal chemical state called compassion better than your conscious mind. Ultimately, if you repeatedly recreate the experience of compassion at will, practicing it independent of any circumstance in your life, your body will become the mind of compassion. You would memorize compassion. How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning. You would memorize compassion so well that nothing from your outside world could move you from this state of being. All right. I'm gonna stop it right there. I need to dig back in, man. I kind of been using this, sharing a little bit of this for content, but it's time for me to dig back in there. But what I will do though, if I come to parts of the book that I really think a lot of people could share, then I'll go ahead and make a quick little video and share it, man. But y'all get that book. It's a powerful book. But what you get from that little excerpt today? What's your thoughts on that? What do you think? What do you think that he's saying? For me, it's talking about what we've been talking about alignment, about alignment. To me, he's talking about alignment. He's talking about an embodiment, right? Um, like there's a difference in doing something. There's a difference in thinking about, okay, there's a difference in thinking about something. There's a difference in doing something, and there's a difference in being something. Thinking about something is like the seed. It's like the beginning. Doing something is the next stage. You're putting action into it, but it's effort. It's effort. It's effort action. You're having to consciously try and extend energy to make it happen. And then when you're being it, it's effortless. It's coming out of you because it's your natural condition. And I think in that excerpt, he was expressing how, he was expressing how your body and your mind, like continuing to choose a certain thing over and over, it'll start to become who you are. And essentially, I think he was expressing the power of being, and how when you're being, you don't have to think about what to do. It just springs out of you, And like it started. I had something come to mind. It started with negative. Like if you have a pattern of being negative, which I have, y'all. I've had a pattern of being negative. I be talking to my sister about that all the time. I be telling her, like, sis, I be messing with her now. I be like, that's that pessimistic mind, because she got this tendency, like I used to, got this tendency to look at doom and look at the worst situation and the worst possible outcome. And back in the day, I used to do that because I used to be like, well, let me prepare my mind, or I used to guise it as being real. I'm just being real. I'm looking at reality. But nah, that couldn't be further from the truth, y'all. Reality is essentially what you make it and what you perceive it to be. You literally control your reality by responding to it. By, like, when something happened, you don't have to accept that thing as face value. And it's something can happen. But something can happen, but you respond to it. Like let's say your car broke down. You can either be like, man, it's a fucked up day, everything is going wrong, or you can be like, okay, I got a little break today. Or this is interesting. I wonder how this is gonna work out in my favor. And somehow, if you have that disposition, like, I wonder how this work out in my favor, that comes from your being. That comes from your being, even if you was a negative person. And I can say that because I've been on both sides of that coin. I have been the negative person. I have been the one who's seen negative outcomes, and only seen negativity. Only looking for the worst thing to happen. And I've also been the one that's look for positive things, seen, the positive things happen, and framing my reality that way. And I mean, I can tell you firsthand that it works, man. It works. It's something to it. And I would strongly encourage and advise you, like, try it out. Practice first. Practice thinking a little different, and thinking different, and then make an attempt to try to do things different. And it's gonna require effort at first. You're gonna feel a little wonky. You're gonna go through the imposter syndrome or whatever, but that's the beginning of it. And if you just keep doing it for a while, it's gonna start to become a part of who you are. It's gonna become your being. At that point, you're not gonna have to try to do it. It's gonna be ingrained in your body, in your chemical makeup, your neurochemical, your neurological network, and it's just kind of gonna be subconscious. It's gonna be quiet. That's why success brings success brings success brings success, because as you build healthy foundations, those foundations start operating by themselves without conscious effort. you know. So hope you got something from the video today. Y'all go get this book. I'm telling you, go get this book. It's life changing, man. It's life changing. You know, I'm gonna be real. Like, it's gonna probably make you break out the dictionary a few times. It definitely did for me, you know. But it's a very, very, very powerful book. And if you really just take the time with it and absorb the information that it's giving you, man, I'm telling you, you will not be the same. Your life will not be the same after this. So, yeah, that's it for today. Whether today is a good day or a rough day, whether you're barely making ends meet or at the pinnacle of your success, the greatest place that you could come from is right where you are, not perfect, just real. I wish you peace, love, and abundance every single day, but especially the days when it rains. This has been a part of a series where I read into the book. Sometimes we're gonna do that. So if you enjoyed this video, enjoyed the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right here. And we have other videos right here on the side that you can check out. All right, appreciate y'all tuning in today, and we are out.